this is Robert, and today what I kind of want to talk about is just adding color to your playing. So I couldn't really think of a better way to put it, but all I mean is just like if you're kind of like a more pentatonic-y bass player, and that's probably one of my absolute favorite scales, it's just a pentatonic scale, and real quick we're going to be working on a D minor pentatonic. And the thing about it is just, there's a lot you can do with pentatonic scale. And it's a really, really cool scale, but it can only kind of go so far. To me, after a little bit, it's boring just playing strict pentatonic notes. So, like when I was doing that jam, I did a bunch of, like, multiple scales. I was doing some Dorian stuff, some Mixolydian, D minor, D major, and stuff like that. So I just kind of want to show you guys kind of my thought process, or madness, whichever one you want to call it, for these scales that I'm seeing when I'm playing the guitar, because I really don't like see anything. Like, the thing that I don't like to do is think when I'm playing. I tend to feel out the vibe of the song a lot more than I do as far as thinking. Like, if I'm playing slower stuff, I might be thinking, you know, what chord are they using? But something like that's a funky vibe like this, I tend to just play in the key and just kind of like mess around with whatever my ears kind of telling me, you know, go this way, go that way. So the first thing that I do is I add, of course, the flat 5, the minor 5, the blues note. Okay, so we all got that one. So that's just going to be that, G sharp right there. Okay, so right away, first, if you don't know what your pentatonic scale is, this is it. What I'm doing there on the low E string, I'm playing the D, then the F. On the A, I'm doing the G to the A. On the D, I'm doing the C to the D. Okay, on the G, you're back at an F to the G. On the B string, that's an A. Then you're playing that C, high E, back to that D, back to an F. So that's your pentatonic scale, those 5 notes right there. So right away, like I said, I add that flat 5. So what we've got so far then is, there's your 5, or 5 again. Okay, so that was just simply adding the one note. So you already have kind of some breathing room for new stuff. You know, and most people are going to bend up to that flat 5. Okay, so then the next thing that I tend to do is I play around between the major and minor third. So in your pentatonic scale, you've got your minor third. Okay, but what I like to do is mess around with that major third as well, which is your F sharp. So what I do is find your F, okay, and I like to kind of like briefly jump to that major third. Okay, I don't ride it because it doesn't really sound too good if you just sit there and go, you know, something like that. I just like, it's like a grace note almost. I kind of like jump on it and I get right off of it. And a lot of people use the major and minor thirds without even thinking about it. Whenever you're just playing like a bluesy lick and you're bending that, there's your minor, and you bend it up, that half note, a half bend, I mean, and that's going to your major third. So you might already be doing stuff that you're not even thinking of, but there's a lot kind of going on. So now what we have is the scale that's going to go. Okay? So already some new combinations that you can probably start seeing, because now you've got this nice little chromatic-y walk right here, which can sound good at times using chromatic notes, but you've also got some breathing room for now some new licks. You know, just whatever you can kind of come up with those combinations and everything. So that's just kind of adding a couple different notes. Now when I'm playing, I'm also thinking out of different scales. I might think there's like a Dorian kind of vibe. And what I do there is to kind of give it that Dorian flavor is I add a B note to this pentatonic scale. Okay, so I'm adding that 12 on the B string, which is obviously a B note. Okay, and you can also get that 9 there on the D. Okay, then I also add an E note on that high E, and you can do it low E. Okay? So what I'm doing there is I'm adding that second. Okay? So now we've got some nice Dorian flavor. So we were working minor, but you can a lot of times mix in some of these major bass scales like Dorian and stuff like that and get away with it. It just depends on how you're going to phrase your stuff. So what I'll do is I'll maybe take that B and I'll bend it up to a C note. You know, like I said, I'll bend it up to a note that's normally in the scale, and it kind of gives it that fight between major and minor. Okay, and then, so that's kind of like Dorian, then you can do your octaves and there and everything. And the last thing that I kind of mentioned that I was doing was I was thinking some Mixolydian kind of stuff. And obviously when I was playing, I'm not thinking just this one box shape, but for time purposes and everything, I'm just kind of showing you this little spectrum of what I think about. So, I also did some Mixolydian stuff. So what I add for that, you know, you've already got that 10 and 12 that I like to use. Okay, so that's your, what is that, a C and the D. Okay, and then I'm going to use that major third. Okay, and I hit around from that major third, 11th fret on the G, to 12, so I'm getting that G. Okay? Because sometimes you can have the same notes in a scale, it's the manner in which they like kind of fall together that's going to make it sound a little bit different. Okay? So then I'll also go to the B and kind of do 10 hammer on 13. Okay, that's just going from the A to that C. So then what I'll do is, and here's going to be a couple new notes, is I'm going to 10, which is your D note, but what I'll do is I'll jump up here, and you have your major third, which would be that F sharp, but I'll reach up one more to that G note and throw that one in there as well. So I guess they're not really any new notes because we've hit those and everything, but like I said, it's kind of the pattern in which you're playing them. So I mean, you can be playing Dorian and jump right into some Mixolydian stuff. So that's just kind of my view of adding, you know, different phrases to the basic pentatonic outline and stuff, and kind of rock or funk or whatever you guys are doing. I hope it helps. Peace out. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.